it up for Demo Clark, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's great to be here. It's good to be back. How are you? It's lovely to be back in Ireland. I lived in London for a very long time. We're very friendly, in fairness, in comparison. 6 years I was in London on a tube every day. No one's ever said hello to me. I was back in Cork about 4 minutes. I was on a bus going to a show. This old lady started talking to me. Hello. I was like, oh, shit. I said, hello. What are you up to? I said, I'm on my way to town. What are you going to town for? I said, I'm going to a show. What kind of show are you going to? I said, it's actually my show. I'm a comedian. Oh. Don't forget me now. When you're famous. I was like, I don't even know you now. I have no idea. Very old lady as well. Pretty unfair amount of pressure to put on my career, I felt. I kind of felt like saying to her, come here. I don't think you're going to make it to your stop. Like, you know? Let alone me getting famous. I did like London. I was in London for 6 years. I had a barber. Had me barber. The guy that owned the barber was my favourite. There's another barber there. He's very good. Not as good as the main guy, but still very good. There was a third barber that started working in that barber's, and to this day, I don't know how he got the job. The worst haircut I've ever had in my life. But I still go back, because I'm not going to find another barber, am I? I go into that barber's one day, barber number 3, spinning his victim around for the day. I'm just glad to know it wasn't personal. I'm like, he can't do it. But I'm so happy, because there's 2 guys ahead of me. I've never been so happy to be last in the queue, you know? I have never experienced confidence like this in my life. Barber number 3 went next, and the guy went, no. I was like, what you mean, no? You lost. Get in the chair, like, you know? He's like, no, I'm waiting for Sean. I was like, oh, thankfully there's another fella here. He says that the other fella doesn't even look up. He's just looking at his paper. Next, the guy's like, I'm good. Oh, you're good, are you? I thought you were here for a haircut for some reason. It's down to me, the most polite man in the room. Don't judge me for what I did next, okay? Barber number 3 said next for a 3rd time, and I said, yeah, and I took my child out of a buggy, right? I panicked, it was a very last minute thing. I just stood up, I said, come on, buddy, time for your first ever haircut. Put him in the chair, I said, he's next. 2 kids, 2 children. They're great. They teach you things you didn't know about yourself, you know. Remember, my wife said, you're addicted to your phone. I didn't think so. I was always on my phone around my little girl at the time. She was only 1.5. She was learning how to talk. I'm always on my phone around her. She doesn't tell me to get off it. She doesn't ever tell everyone I'm on it, right? I'm on the phone one day around her. She said, Daddy. I was like, what is it? She's like, put your phone away, please. Yeah. Sort of biggest sentence she's ever achieved in her life to that point. Daddy, put your phone away, please. And honest to God, it broke my heart because I love that phone, you know? I was like, where's your phone? I gave you my old phone, Evelyn. It's different growing up these days, you know? I was off to drink for a very long time. My dad's advice when it comes to drink would be, never blame the drink and you won't have to give up the drink. That's his advice. I kept blaming the drink. That was the problem. Like one night my dad got so drunk, right? This is true, right? My dad got so drunk, he came home from the pub and he ran straight through our front porch. Straight through the glass doors, right? Nothing to do with being in the pub since 10 o'clock that morning. Do you know what his excuse was? Genuine excuse coming now, right? He said, we haven't had the porch that long. And he just completely forgot about having a porch. And my mother was having none of it. She was like, no way, George, you've had that porch for 3 years. Then he starts defending the alcohol even further. He said, what if I wasn't drinking? I would have been in agony after going through it. He's not wrong. I never heard a man remain so calm in my life to going through a pane of glass. All I heard is a smash and my dad was in the hall. And silence. I just heard him call my mother. Carl, you wouldn't mind calling me an ambulance there, would you? And I'll get somebody about this porch, swear to God, right? Paramedics turned up. My mum said to the paramedics, can you have a word with him? He's not blaming the alcohol. He's not taking any responsibility. The paramedics said, no problem. They sat my dad down, right? My dad's wearing jeans and a t-shirt. The jeans kind of saved his legs. They said that to him amongst other things. They said, George, you need to calm down on the alcohol. You broke the porch tonight. You gave your wife an awful fright. I said, you're lucky you're wearing jeans because they saved your legs, right? My dad looked straight back at this paramedic and said, I better get a denim jacket, so I suppose. There's always a way. There's always a way around it. So the most Irish thing that ever happened to me when I was living in England, right? My Irish driving license expired. I tried to renew it. This is the most Irish thing that ever happened to me, right? I tried to renew, but I didn't have like an address here or anything. So I tried to renew my Irish driving license, and Ireland said, no, you've made your bed now. That's an email I got off Ireland. So then I had to get an English license. It was the only way to get back on the road, you know. There's a little flag on it that I wouldn't be mad about. It's just karma out for scribbling that flag off my Reebok runners for many years. But I ticked a little box this time round that I never ticked before, for organ donation, you know. I do believe when you're dead, and you know, if you could save someone, it would be amazing. But for years I had an irrational fear in my head, you know. I was like, yeah, when you're dead, you're dead. But then I'm hearing all this chat about after parties and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what do I need? Like, I don't want to be turning up missing shit. Fucking awkward enough at the best of times, like. You know what I mean? Like, I have visions of turning up like, oh my God, here it is. I'm at the gates of heaven. There's a beautiful angel staring at me. And then she's like, where's your face? Excuse me, are you joking me? They took the fucking face off me, did they? I thought it was all laid on up here, girl. I thought you could be whatever you wanted to be. No, it's bring your own face. Then I'm in the afterlife, hanging around with the rest of the organ donors, you know, counting down the days to Halloween. The only day we can have a bit of crack. And then I remember my dog's in heaven. He won't care what I look like. And I'll be happy for a split second before I remember we had him cremated. Yeah, he's here, all right, but he's more afraid of the Hoover than he ever was, you know. My name is Craic. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'll see you again. Thank you very much. Good night. Craic!